What's up, you guys? It's Rob here. Hope y'all had a pretty good day. AMC had a great day. We finished up about 2.7% for the day. We outperformed the market because the market did not like the inflation data that we got today. If you if you're a little bit curious about inflation data, we were expecting 0.6% month over month inflation. We got 0.8% month over month inflation. And then year over year, we were expecting 3.5% and we got 4.2%. That's a significant difference, and it caused the market to essentially just belly up and say, we have inflation, inflation's confirmed. Like, oh my God, let's freak out and let's just sell all the stocks, because the one thing that the market really hates is inflation. So just keep that in mind. Also, we are seeing some hedge funds apparently overseas being liquidated because they're too hopped up on leverage. Hmm. But anyways, if you guys can, do me a favor, drop a like down on this video, hit that subscribe button, and make sure that you ring that bell too. I apologize in advance if I'm a little bit slow. I've had about 4 hours of sleep in the past 48 hours because of work. So apologize if I'm a little bit on the slow side here, but I'm going to do my best for you guys because I wanted to get a video out and I felt really bad that I couldn't get a video out for you guys yesterday. But taking a look here at the chart, really the huge thing with this chart is it is very, very, very bullish. Like, we are pushing in the right direction. We tested our psychological support at $10 today. We did technically touch only 10.01, but we pretty much bounced off of it, which is a great sign, and we never revisited for the rest of the day. Can't get the words out of my mouth. The other thing that I really want to highlight here too is for the most of the day, we did have nice higher highs. We did get rejected here at 1058, so we weren't able to get back up to that 1062 to try to retest our intraday high for the day. The thing I really want to highlight though is in the after hours, we're just moving up and up and up and up. Like, we're still sitting between this $10 and $10.50 channel, which is really good because that's where the stock was really comfortable for a long period of time before we saw that break down to $8.31. Now, the thing that I'm going to be looking for is with tomorrow is $10.50. We're headed towards $10.50 here in the after hours. What are we going to do with that? Are we going to hit it in the after hours, and are we going to get rejected by it? Or what are we going to do with it? Like, how's the pre-market going to look tomorrow? Are we going to be above $10.50 when we open up tomorrow? Personally, I wouldn't be surprised because there's a lot of bullish momentum behind the stock. We traded 54 million shares today, which is pretty good. Our 3-month average volume, though, is still sitting around 86.48 million shares. So still trading a little bit less than that. And if someone ever says that this stock is not squeezable, just drop them a comment saying that they're an absolutely silly chicken and that this is not a dead cat. We'll get our attendees, wink, wink, kind of thing, because this is not a dead cat. I get comments down in my comment section of saying how this is a dead cat because it's all just bots. It's all these bots trying to get us the paper hand and just say, okay, fine, like, it's a dead cat kind of thing. No, it's not. These are all bots, and they're all bots. Don't listen to the bots kind of thing. I can tell you this, we will squeeze. We're getting closer, personally, in my opinion, and I think, I don't want to give a time frame on it, but I think anywhere between now and probably July, I think we're going to be looking at a squeeze. Like, I honestly think that, and one of the reasons why this is my high IQ idea of the reason why they moved the annual shareholder meeting is I think that they want the squeeze to happen before the annual shareholder meeting so they can put that proposal back on the table. And that's my personal opinion. I think that might be one of the reasons why. We do have a lot of positive catalysts moving forward here. We have Fast and Furious 9. We do have the share recount that will be essentially given public on June 2nd. We'll find out how many shareholders AMC has, as it'll probably be about a month lagging. So it'll be May versus March. So keep that in mind. But last time that we found out about our shareholders, we found out that we had 3.2 million shareholders worldwide, and we held about 80% of the float. And the add on top of that, BlackRock literally just quadrupled down their position, which is insane and incredibly bullish. Like, that's awesome to see that an institution said, "Oh, the stock's moving in a very positive direction. We're going to buy in," kind of thing. So they quadrupled their position. Plus, we own 80% of the float, plus other institutions, plus insiders, plus short positions equals. I mean, this is just all in theory in my head, but that's going to equal possibly a lot of naked shorts. Uh-oh, shorts, you got some splaining to do. And I have a hard feeling what's going to end up happening is Mr. Ken Griffin's going to get a call, and it's going to be, "Go away, Margin. I don't want to talk to you. Don't want to talk to you, Margin. No, I don't want to cover. I don't want to cover." Because Mr. Ken and his mail are really just not going to want to cover, but they're eventually going to have to cover because we're headed towards this, and we're going to hold on to the stock because we like the stock. Also, if you can, drop a like on this video, hit that subscribe button, make sure that you ring that bell because remember, we do like the stock and we want our attendees. But overall for the day, the other thing I want to highlight is we had a nice consolidation period here during the middle part of the day, which was actually really nice. Really helped cool down some of the moves that we made later in the day. Because if you take a look here in the morning, extremely volatile move. We had a similar move. We actually tested our intraday high here, and it was not as overextended as it was here earlier in the day. So keep that in mind. The more volatile moves that we make, the more implied volatility goes up, which technically isn't a good thing. Implied volatility definitely did go up today because the VIX overall was up because of the CPI data. So we are in a very volatile time for the market. So keep that in mind. We hop out here to the 5-day, 5-minute time frame. You can still see we're riding this a beautiful ascending line of support, which is awesome. Still sitting here 10:45 in the after hours. I have a hard feeling we're going to be seeing 1090 again very soon. Just my personal opinion. Our RSI sitting here, what the heck did you just do here? Come on. RSI sitting here is 6132. Our MACD, definitely very bullish here going into the close and through after hours, very bullish. Good sign. Taking a look here at the 1 month, 1 hour. Now, personally, this is one of my more favorite time frames because it's more of a macro time frame along with the day time frame. So when we had our breakdown, we had our nice bull flag here. We did cross over the 60-day moving average and the 200-day moving exponential moving average. Keep in mind, these are all lagging indicators. They don't indicate future price movement. They indicate past price movement. So when we made this crossover and we crossed over both of them and we had the sell-off all the way down here, the 893, keep in mind, still a higher low than 831 back here. When we had this, we found our bottom here at 893. And then in the next 2 days of trading, we reversed our trend of trading below both these moving averages. We got above the 60-day moving average here on the 7th. And then on the 10th, which was Monday, we got above the 200-day moving average. This is putting us, from a technical perspective, in very bullish territory. The other good thing is today we got the crossover of the 60-day moving average over the 200 exponential moving average, which is even more of a bullish indicator for the stock. Our RSI is sitting here at 61.35. The fact we moved up 3% today, and we moved up yesterday also, huge, like huge moves. Like, it's like we got to keep that in mind. Like, when we're making these moves to the upside and we're not testing overbought, that's really good because that shows we're making moves to the upside. We're consolidating, which helps reset the indicators so we don't touch that overbought territory, which is what we exactly want. We want to respect this channel between 70 and 30 as much as we can. Now, when we squeeze, will we respect the channel? Absolutely freaking not, because we're literally just gonna go wing to the moon kind of thing. So just keep that in mind. So on the 1 month, 1 hour time frame, we do have a confirmation of a bullish MACD here for the whole entire day, which is really good. Now let's hop out here to the day time frame and take a look at this. So the past 4 days, we found our bottom here. So very, very interesting thing to take a look here. So we had our pump here to 1454. So we had our nice run up and then we had our sell off. And then we had essentially, we found our base here. Let's say this was 830. Yeah, this was our low of 838. And then we made a base and then we made another retest. So what I am exactly seeing here is what's happened is the candle here of the 6th is the candle here of the 13th of April. And we're moving in this direction and we're repeating these cycles. We keep in mind, stocks are traded by humans. They're not traded by robots. So they are going to have patterns. So we can take a look at a chart and say, okay, I can see this pattern forming again. Now I can tell you the one thing is that's going to be different from last time is the cost to borrow fee is going to be higher, the short interest is already higher, and we also have a lot more media attention, which is huge for the stock. A lot of people are talking about this still, and I will stand by my statement. This is not a dead cat at all. The day that we know that this is a dead cat is the media is literally saying crap about it. If we still see FUD articles from Motley Fools, if we still see FUD articles from Market Watch and all that kind of stuff, we're still in the game, guys. So keep that in mind. But the other thing I really want to talk about is we're riding this ascending level of support, which is really good. Now, tomorrow's moves that I'm going to be looking for is $10.50. When we get above $10.50, we're really trying to push it here in the after hours. So we might actually gap up in the pre-market. Possibly. If we gap up in the pre-market, that would be awesome. The thing that I would be looking for is for us to hold above 1050 the whole entire pre-market and through the whole entire day. If we have to test 1050 during the day to validate it that it is a level of support, then that will be good for the stock. And then we'll see them move to the upside to 1130. After 1050, I'm looking at 1130, and then I'm really going to be looking at 1222. But the next one that I'm going to look at really is I'm going to be looking at 1454. That was where we really got rejected off of, not the last time we popped up, but the time before that. What day is this? Come on. March 18th. So what I want to see us do is I want to see us get back up to this 1454 zone. And I want to either see us get rejected off of it or absolutely blow through it. And if we blow through it, in my personal opinion, that's really going to cause a lot of pain to the shorts, because the more this price increases and the more green days we have, the harder and harder and harder it is for short positions to just be profitable. Speaking about that, let's cover AMC's short interest data via Ortex and Stocko Tracker. So Ortex does get their information from multiple prime brokers, which is good. And keep in mind, Ortex does not include short ETF shares. They only include short shares of stock. So short shares of AMC stock. So overall for the day, we saw that there was 4.92 million shares borrowed, 5.44 million of them were returned. So we saw a negative short interest change. Doesn't mean that we didn't see short interest volume in the stock today. We absolutely saw short interest volume within the stock today. This just says that the shares on loan, someone that had shares on loan said, we don't want to establish a short position, because if you look at the cost to borrow, the average is 129.33%. 129.33%. I calculated out, if you want to just break even on that, the stock has to go down like 1.8%. That is huge. That is insane. So when we have 4 green days in a row and you're paying 129.33%. Like, you're not making money. You're losing a lot of money on those shares that you're borrowing. So what a lot of people are doing is they're saying the cost to borrow is getting too much. Like, I don't want my short shares. And then the people, like, I don't want to say anything, Citadel, are taking the shares, putting them in because they're just saying we need to short the stock because it needs to go down. Like, we gotta keep this down as much as we can. And people like Citadel are going to short the stock and they're going to pay this outrageous cost to borrow fee. Now, keep in mind, the minimum is 55.36%. Still huge. And the max is 259.47%. It's insane. And the thing that I'm going to be looking at that's going to be a leading indicator going into the squeeze is this average cost to borrow. Does that continue to go up? If that continues to go up, we're still headed in the right direction. If it starts to go down and our short interest change goes down also, then I'm going to be kind of scratching my head and going, what's going on here? Because that means shares are becoming more available somehow, which would have to indicate that an institution might be lending out short shares or something like that. But our days to cover, like 2 weeks, sitting at 4.27. So if you're worried at the slightest of missing out on the squeeze, for shorts to cover their full position with and it just the shorts, none of us buying anything, would take 4.27 days for them to cover that full entire position based off of the 2 week average. So keep in mind, this is not just going to be a single day pop and then done. This is going to be multiple days leading into it and multiple days on the other side of it. So keep that in mind. So if you're worried about missing out on the squeeze, just check your phone. Just keep a little bit on date kind of thing. I know a lot of people are saying that they want to move from Robinhood, the Webull, and all that kind of stuff, or Robinhood to TD Ameritrade, Schwab, or all these other brokers. What I will tell you is if you're concerned about moving your platform, it's you have two options. Don't move and risk it, or move now and don't waste any time and just get it done and get it out of the way with. Because the longer you wait, the more likely the squeeze becomes likely that you might miss out on it. So just get it out of the way. Just if you need the hop brokers, just do it now. Or the other way that you can do it is just liquidate your whole entire position, pull the cash out. It's not the best way because you're gonna have to pay taxes on any gains that you had. So if you sell your whole entire portfolio, you're going to have to pay taxes. Keep in mind, I'm not a financial advisor. Like, I can't tell you how much the taxes are going to be and all that kind of stuff. And this isn't financial advice, but you could go that route of selling your whole entire position, putting the money back in your bank account, and then putting it in a new account, or you could just move your shares over. It takes roughly about 5 business days, and they're not seeing a lot of transfers going back and forth right now. So it might honestly be quicker, in my opinion. But really, the thing to take a look at here is the squeeze is going to be a multi-day event. So if you're concerned about missing out on it, just fear not. It's going to be a multi-day event, to say the least. Our short interest or free float, still higher than what it was back here in January, still absolutely squeezable. Our shares on loan is still increasing, so we got to keep that in mind. Like 152.94 million shares. That is a lot. Keep in mind, Adam Aaron said us 3.2 million apes own about 80% of the float. Well, if you do the math real quickly, 152.94 million shares, we own 80% of the float. There's 450 million shares. Doesn't add up. So something's up here, shorts. Got some explaining to do. Anyways, I'm sorry, I'm getting a little long-winded here. Hop over here to the Stocko tracker. So the huge thing that we need to do is if we can close this week on Friday above $11, we put 45,508 contracts in the money, which would literally double and some of what our current in the money contracts are. It would be huge. Now, if we want to hop over here to Webull, we can take a look at the options chain really quickly. So $11, we have 32,000. $11.50, we have 5,000. So really, it's going to be the fight for $11 this week with the options chain. So if we can get above $11 and close Friday above $11, so maybe another 10:01, 8:01, so it might be 11:01 kind of thing. If we can do that, that would be huge for the stock. Like absolutely huge. Currently, according to the Stocko tracker, 150,000 short shares of AMC are available. Ortex still says we are at 100% utilization. We do have 11,958 short ETF shares available, and that's out of 352,000. So the thing that I'm taking a look at here is it doesn't look like they're using ETF shares the whole entire day. They were using the shares that were available of the direct stocks. So they had to pay anywhere between a 75% and 89.4% fee to take out that short position, which is insane. So keep in mind, guys, squeeze is still absolutely possibly a thing. It is going to be a multi-day event. So it will be happening. We are definitely moving in a bullish direction. I'm not going to give a downside because, in my opinion, I don't really see us moving to the downside given how we moved today and how we've been moving over the past couple of days. I think we're definitely headed for a nice upward direction. I'm going to be looking at 1050 and then going to be looking at 1130. Also, if you guys do have any questions or anything like that, drop a comment down below. Hit that subscribe button. Make sure that you ring that bell if you made it this far in the video. Also, if you do want 2 free stocks, I do have my Webull referral link down in the description of this video. You do get 2 free stocks when you join Webull. One when your account is approved, and then another when you deposit $100 on the platform. And those 2 free stocks can be valued anywhere between $8 and $1,600. I do get a free stock as well because you did use my referral code, and it is a great way to support the channel. I will see you guys in the next one, and I promise I won't be as tired next time. Peace.